Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Wangen, the founder of the IBS Treatment Center. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the relationship between your digestion and food and joint pain, like arthritis. Now, the word arthritis simply means joint inflammation. And there are basically two types of arthritis. There's osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis. Osteoarthritis is inflammation caused by degeneration in the joints and is due to wear and tear over time. And that's often found in, for example, in the knees. Rheumatoid arthritis is a more generic term for inflammation and pain and swelling of the joints. And rheumatoid arthritis is most commonly seen in the hands, although it can affect just about any joint in the body. And in children, it is often called juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. Now, rheumatoid arthritis is considered in most of conventional medicine to be an autoimmune condition of basically of unknown cause. And the belief like this ignores a large volume of scientific evidence pointing to food reactions as a major cause of arthritis. Now, the medical community has mostly focused on treating arthritis with anti-inflammatory medications, either prescriptive or over-the-counter medications. And these medications offer temporary relief of the pain and swelling, but they never really cure the arthritis, as you probably know. And over the long time, this type of treatment also comes with a host of other potential side effects. Now, very often, it is, believe it or not, actually possible to eliminate the cause of the inflammation without resorting to drugs to suppress it. Now, inflammation is actually caused by the immune system because the immune system triggers inflammation. So something has to trigger the immune system to trigger inflammation. And the important question in my mind is, why is the immune system creating inflammation? So as you know, to give you an example of when that happens, bacteria, viruses, and parasites trigger an immune response. That's what we usually want, right? We want the immune system to react. But anything that triggers an immune response also triggers inflammation. And this includes foods that the immune system is incorrectly identifying as not being food, right? As not belonging in the body. And therefore, an immune reaction to a food can result in inflammation in the joints. Now, the body can be reactive potentially to literally any food. So therefore, any food is capable of causing inflammation and arthritis. So I can't tell you, oh, it's just this one food that you've got to avoid, or two or three or whatever it is. It depends on what your immune system is reacting to, and that's different in different people. But this is true in rheumatoid arthritis and juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and even just sort of undefined, undiagnosed joint pains that a lot of people have. So this is why it can be so difficult, though, for one to recognize the relationship between their diet and their symptoms, is because often we're generally eating the same types of foods from day to day. But one of the more interesting things that we've seen, sort of you might call it a side effect that we've seen in our patients, is that their joint pain often improves along with their other symptoms. So now figuring out which food it is easier said than done. But let me give you an example. For example, if it's a dairy, and it may or may not be, I mean, it's different for every person, like I said, but if it's dairy, then if you eat any form of dairy, right, it could be milk, it could be butter, it could be cheese, it could be yogurt, it could be casein, it could be whey. These are ingredients in other food products. Or you could, eat bread that's got dairy in it, right, or chocolate, it's got dairy in it, you name it. We could go on and on and on. Then you're getting exposed to dairy, your immune system's smart, it's gonna see that little, what you think is a tiny bit of dairy, it's not tiny to your immune system, and that's gonna trigger your food reaction. And in the case of arthritis, right, then it's gonna trigger joint pain. So you should know too that these symptoms might not show up for hours or even days after you ingest the food. So well after, right, you've been exposed to it and absorbed it in your system. So if you've had joint pain, or if you have joint pain, right, and it's a chronic problem and you'd like to explore this issue further, please give us a call and schedule an appointment, because we'd be happy to work with you on this and figure out what the potential triggers are for you specifically. And you might just be really amazed at the results, because I've seen that many, many times. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.